Ogre is going to do this game. Once again, Moo's build could be lots of different stuff. Considering how many strength heroes that TSM has, I would assume that he'll consider going for the Spirit Vessel for the team, is one thing. But either way, Zoomers are going to be really happy with what they've got. They've got the Lone Druid plus kotl combo. This is something they've used really successfully earlier in the season. And that's the main reason that we're seeing Lone Druid get banned in the first phase against Zoomers.
Jubu, he gets off the Nightmare. He was ignited and will take an Illuminate. Shall survive the encounter, though. Okay, I need to ask you. So, a core Ogre.
Yep.
Do you go Midas?
Core Ogre Midas is a lot better than support Midas. If you plan the game to go long, it can certainly work out. I don't think it's terrible if the game goes long here because they've got Lone Druid scaling into the late game. They've got Drow Ranger scaling okay into the late game against all the melee heroes, but I can't help but say yes. It's almost certainly going to pay off very rapidly, but it just depends on timing stuff, right? If you want to delay Ogre's impact for an extra 5 minutes or so, then it's absolutely worth it.
Okay.
You get the money back so quick, but you know, sometimes it's more important to have a fast force staff or something like that, so your cores die less, you know.
So Timado is going to be playing Lifestealer. We'll be going for the very, very cookie cutter standard build, I'm sure, with the armlet and I assume Deso after the fact. But do you think that's an actual thing we can look forward to, which is the bite of Lycan on Lifestealer?
Yeah, it's guaranteed, I think. It works really well with melee heroes because it keeps them melee. It gives them a crit bonus. And having extra movement speed is really powerful this game due to the Venomancer. If you get Galed, Lifestealer can remove it with Rage, but making sure that you just don't even have to consider any slows is really powerful against a lot of their heroes. So
yeah, very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
It'll be good.
Bot lane, talked about Husky already on that Venom, but Costabile is going to be playing the Drow Ranger, Saberlight on the Lycanthrope.
And yeah, that's the other slow counter against Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger's a hero that doesn't like to be gap close, so if you have some like undead zombie werewolf thing run in at Drow Ranger's going to have a much harder time playing the game.
Yeah, so with this kind of a lineup, obviously DK will be the main initiator in the early to mid game.
Yep, that's right.
That Blink Dagger. Will Moon Meander go for a Blink Dagger as a position 4? Yeah,
position 4 Tinies are always buying Blink. It comes a little bit later, of course, and generally their value comes from doing Avalanche tossbacks. So you're catching somebody, throwing them back to your team, kind of like another swap. That's where you get the value from the hero. Itemization is kind of variable, just really depends on the situation, but Veno with this boot start that he's got here is just going to do his best to harass Tiny.
Doing a pretty good job of that. Has that Poison Sting and now the Gale applied. Saberlight's going to come for some moral support, which comes in the form of one right click on Husky, and that'll about do it.
This is really well done though by Husky, because just by Galing and Poison Sting attacking Tiny, Tiny isn't able to complete his pull through. He's instead forced to turn this into a large camp. So Husky's doing a great job limiting what his opponents want to accomplish here.
And of course, yeah, the one lane we haven't talked about is the mid lane, which will have to hold on to those horses as Z-Freak on the kotl this time. Very fast hero, but not fast enough, because Timado does have Ghoul Frenzy. Great skill.
It's really complicated. You just, it's an Orb of Venom, basically, with some attack speed built into it.
It's a lot of attack speed, to be fair.
It's a pretty good amount, 20 to 50. Mu opting instead to just ignite spam, no stun there, so incapable of saving his ally. But I guess this is the cool combo about it, is that they're just going to spam out ignites.
Yeah, I mean, Mu's going to be really difficult to kill, especially as a position 3 Ogre. He will be, for the most part. Of course, Feast is good against these high HP heroes, but he does have high armor as well.
Yeah, it kind of goes both ways, certainly. But I do like that they're utilizing Chakra Magic, basically. So even though they don't have kill potential necessarily, they can really offset the value of Bane, which is a great trading hero, because it's just going to spam Ignite on him or on Timado. In this case, igniting Timado. Timado's forced to use Rage to offset that a little bit. So far, so good for Mu. Looks like he's queuing up a Power Treads. What it seems like. Yep, Power Treads for Ogre is what he wants to do.
Bottom lane, man, what a lane to go against. You got the orb walking Drow Ranger that doesn't aggro creeps, which, but that's a whole, don't get me started on that tangent.
Just love talking about mechanics from 15 years ago.
I mean, well, that is still a mechanic.
It's not called orb walking anymore. That's all.
What's it called?
Orb walk. All right, orb walking is technically the corrector. They're fighting bottom again.
Technically is.
But what orbs do not exist technically in Dota. It's like a.
Okay, so tell me a name for it then.
You know, I'd have to access the Dota2 wiki to.
I don't think there's a name. That's the point. I think it's. I agree that like if you go to the wiki, you're not going to find anything about orb walking probably.
Look, he's just Q walking his opponents.
That sounds like a League of Legends type of term there. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, orb walking is a Dota 1 term. Orbs used to not stack. You couldn't buy Sanjin Yasha and have Diffusal Blade. It didn't stack, didn't work.
Well, Saint Yasha used to maim as well. It was a little different as well.
Maim, another old term. You just had to do it again.
Husky will live through this engagement. Oh yeah, basically orb walking is you have it's basically the same as like Clinks for the laning stage and for all intents
or Viper, yeah.
Or Viper, you actively use the spell and it doesn't aggro the creeps. But if you have it like auto cast, then it will aggro the creeps because you're just auto attacking normal.
Yeah, you're right clicking versus left clicking.
That's right.
That's what differentiates it.
That is true. But yeah, Saberlight, any melee hero is gonna have a bit of a struggle in this lane. He's 20-0 in this off lane. Meanwhile, Mr. Ogre Magi, 31-7 in the opposing lane.
Jarmager also has 44 last hits at 6 minutes, which is
true.
It's quite a few. Some of those are probably wolves. Some of those are probably neutrals, but his net worth is very high.
Indeed. Brawl in the dragon form now, so he's going to be playing the DK versus Gunner's patented Lone Druid. And you can see the farm is relatively even for all intents and purposes.
Has been killed.
It's a pretty good Lone Druid game, because usually what makes it really effective is that you get to do Lone Druid stuff, but then in the mid game you stack Wraithbands, and then your hero becomes really difficult to kill against physical damage lineups. And if we look at TSM's lineup, there's quite a bit of physical damage, because your ultimate almost always covers you for the magic component. Supposed to be looking a little dead here.
He's fine.
And then he just gets 72 gold from killing 2 wolves. He's actually so good at cleaning up Lycan wolves. It's incredible with multi-shot. Does he see him? Okay, they say Dubu now.
So Lifestealer against Lone Druid, I would say has always been kind of meh, just because the root obviously goes through rage and whatnot. But if he actually goes for his shard, which is open wounds, which does percentage-based damage, it's actually really good against both the bear and the Lone Druid hero itself, despite the armor that you gain.
It's true. It's 2% of the max health. Yeah, it's definitely a decent. I mean, so does Feast. Feast does a little bit of max health. Like, no matter what happens, Lifestealer should be able to get a lot of heal whenever he's attacking the bear. But the scary part is that Gunner's also going to go shards for surely. So you're going to have to also worry about getting Savage Roared. So the stun uptime is pretty high usually and a little bit scary. And I just feel like there's going to be less threat to Lone Druid than there is to Lifestealer. Here comes the dive.
Yep, they're gonna go for it. There's a TP coming in the form of Moo for Ogre.
And it's over.
And that's it. That's the dive. They realized they couldn't do anything, but they did force out Moo, which he's not gonna be too happy about.
Yeah, he won't.
I wonder if he was spotted. Maybe that ward spotted him TPing out. That's what caused them to back up in the first place.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like. Either way, I think that's going to be fine for Zoomers. Of course, unfortunate for Ogre, but he'll just have to bloodlust his way across the map. No, he's actually just going to pull now. In fact, he's queuing up a Blink Dagger, the old Treads Wand Blink Dagger Ogre build.
Very nice.
No idea.
Yeah, that is quite odd, as the Gale is going to connect on 2, but you can see the damage continuing to be applied by Bryle.
They need an initiator on their team, is why he's going to go.
Oh boy, they got the creep. They got it. Rally, rally. This tower's dead one way or another. Gunner's going to have to pop that ult to get a little bit tankier. And the skeletons will just do their thing. Gale is there, but the tower will fall regardless.
Yep, nothing they can do to stop that, so... There's one value of TSM's lineup. They are definitely very good at pressuring towers.
Saberlight looks like he actually will survive through this. Nightmare helping out there from Dubu. And yeah, I'm gonna look at Moo's item progression every like 2 minutes just to see what he's going for. So the Treads is interesting. Does this mean he's getting ready for level 25 Bash? Oh no, it's not the Bash anymore, is it?
You can...
It's the 17% Fire Blast chance on attack, so you need attack speed, which the Tread synergizes really well for.
You're right, I think he is planning for the Ultra Laking. He's now bought a Null Talisman to give him some mana regen here, which I think is a good choice now that he doesn't have a kotl in the lane anymore.
Okay, very good.
He's only level 6 right now, so he's doing okay. His net worth's not that fantastic, though. He didn't start lane with a Quelling Blade. He opted for an Orb of Venom instead. I feel like that was maybe a mistake. Because in hindsight, maybe he thought like, oh, well, we're going to kill Bane or something like that. But it definitely didn't happen. Maybe he would have had more last hits. It's hard to say.
I mean, do you think there's any way that he transitions more into a support with kotl taking over as the effective position 3?
It's very possible, because kotl does push lanes much better. Mubi and dive now.
Yep, he is completely surrounded by a bunch of troll, skeleton, rally pieces of garbage. Fire Blast goes out, but not going to help him here. And this tower is, in all likelihood, also dead. It's going to be a trade for respective tier 1s, though.
Under attack.
I mean, we haven't seen too much. I haven't seen Lycan in this patch yet, but it looks really good with the Dark Troll Summoner. Because he's giving himself and his wolves 15 damage bonus, which is quite significant. He's getting crits on it after all. So, Saberlight doing really good. 1 kill, 49 last hits. Worth is relatively up there. He's matching Lone Druid at least. That's one negative of 4Zoomer's lineup, is that they are not very good at stopping pushes. Normally you'd say Plague Wards, right? But if Veno maxes Plague Wards at this point in the game, it's going to be difficult for him to stop these dives. It's much better if he maxes Gale and Poison Sting, because then they have some gank potential. But for now, they're just being pressured on the map. And it's not the best thing for the Zoomers.
Yeah, Gunner's Bear has a Mask of Madness phase boots right now, and we have yet to really see this. I mean, you got Bloodlust on the team as well, so it's going to be going pretty crazy, I would assume, in these fights to come. Yep. But 2K lead for TSM at this early of a stage, which is kind of tapering off of the laning stage overall. Definitely in a pretty good spot right now. But then again, predictions don't mean anything anymore, it seems, after last game.
It's impossible to predict at this point, huh?
Indeed.
Well, what I see is that TSM is standing on the enemy side of the map, limiting their farm position. Mu is slapping creeps bottom, but doesn't have a Midas. He's thinking about buying Blank Dagger, which again is going to be useful for him initiating for his team. But the problem is that he does not farm very fast here. So yeah, maybe they were able to pivot their picks because they didn't want to play Venocore against a Lifestealer.
Imagine Midasing these rally skeletons, Purge. Imagine the possibility.
Turn all of them into gold.
I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't want to go for that, because you are going against a DK Lycan and they're going to push really fast, and going Midas just feels kind of griefy at that point. As you're going to see the first Infest Bomb of the game, the Haste Rune's actually not going to be enough to save Husky. He just gets popped.
Under attack.
Goes to Beal with the Dragon Lance, working on Yasha next.
And they're going to contest this Ancient camp. Luckily now their team really clears Ancients that well, but Dragon Lance is going to start on them.
Timado has the phase armlet, and yeah, going for death. So we're going to see the setup with the Centaur stomp into the Dragon Tail. This could be a dead Gunner. He's already super low. The rage to be able to dodge the fear, and he is just donezo. But there's a nice Pulse Nova, or Poison Nova, I should say, from Husky. Able to clean up the Lifestealer. So that's a very good trade for Zoomers, considering the net worth of that Lifestealer.
Yeah, that was
be a 2-for-2 in the end.
Not bad. Yeah, remember he used Infest earlier to help get the kill on Husky. So that ended up biting him in the butt there. If he had Infest, he easily survives there. Ends up dying though. But they killed Lone Druid at a really good pace, despite him transforming. I was quite surprised. He gets blown up pretty easily, but most importantly, Zoomers are able to defend their Tricamp. Great stun setup for Saberlight there. Here's all of their damage. Keep in mind, he's got 33% spell magic resistance here, but it's just way too much. Lifestealer rages through the disable.
Good attempt on the Nightmare, yeah.
Husky's ulti also pretty decently effective there. Keep in mind that Poison Nova does max percentage HP as damage as HP. Does that make sense? He does a percentage of damage based on how much HP you have, and there's 4 tanky strength tiers on the enemy squad.
Yep.
His ultimate is actually really important this game. If he can land that, it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, how does that scale? Since he is a support, he's not going to be getting a ton of levels. It's
2 to 3.5, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
The raw damage is goes 20 up to 40, but yeah, the percentage-based damage pretty solid. I'm sure he'd love to have an axe at some point this game, but you can't really rely on it.
And 4 Zoomers in the enemy jungle. There's the Bloodlust for the Bear, and they're going to go to town on this tier 1. They're going to get forwarded by TSM as they're setting up for a potential defense now.
Good for them to do it from this angle, though. Hard for TSM to fight into this. They can only wrap from like one location. They keep Husky's wards all around to spot enemies, and yeah, they easily get the tower now. And this is the power of Veno. Curiously, Veno still ends up maxing Gale. Just going to leave his plague wards at 1, but it kind of makes sense, right? You're not going to use them to farm, really. It's mostly for vision. Doesn't necessarily need them to be way stronger. TSM's going to go hit the backlane. Kostabile farming in the perfect position for this, but they scan and they see heroes, so now they know.
We are approaching 15 minutes, so the shards will come online soon. You can see DK already queuing up his, has enough for it as well.
Dire's top tower
will be coming very shortly. She's very preoccupied with this this movement here. We're buying it. Please buy your shard. Thank you.
Sorry, who bought shard?
DK, the old casual. Oh, Husky. Nice dodge from Moon Meander onto the Gale. He's gonna get chased. There's the toss. Back into the Wolves. And death cometh for you.
That's the second player I've seen do that move lately, where they know that they're about to use this like skill shot, so they just run circles around the hero, and I've seen pro players miss. I saw it against a Mars as well. It seems like a really cool trick.
All right, Purge, I have a really random. I don't know why this popped in my head. This just shows like what's wrong with me. I saw Veno die. Do you remember his
Dota 1
name? Dota 1 name.
I think it started with an R, didn't it?
No.
Really? Did it have a J in it?
No. Keep going.
A, B, C, D.
It was LaSalle or LaSalle.
Oh, you're right.
Basically a Hydralisk.
Yeah, I had a lot of confusion about that hero.
The jump in, showing off the Blink Dagger is moved. Timado able to infest into the siege, though.
That's a bunch of wood and rocks, and he's able to get inside somehow.
Yep.
Good for him.
He's probably a carpenter in his past life, is Bryle. Oh, he's gonna get damaged here, so can't blink away. Nightmare with a potential save. Gets off the Dragon Tail, but he's left to his own devices. Bryle kind of just wandered in there, hands off keyboard, and just dies.
Dude, this shard for Drow, this is like the best game for it. Again, 4 strength heroes. They're gonna have high regen. He gets the shard right away. It reduces regen by 10% per stack. So 7 stacks, 70% less regen on Dragonite.
And then you get hypothermia, which nobody likes.
And then when he blows up, it's a huge amount of damage. You can use it to farm as well. It's really not that bad of a shard, but almost never opted to buy. The man bought Gust Blind as well. Never seen anybody do that before, but it's really good this game too. Use it against all these summons, they have 50% mischance. So even though he knows Lycan and all the summons are going to run at him, he's going to give himself 50% evasion. It's really cool. But great split push here by TSM FTX. Gunner running down Timado. Would love to get a root here.
Oh, he'll get it. I mean, he's way faster than Timado. We're going to try to man up, though. And Saberlight in that Lycan form is pretty good protection. Looks like Bane takes a tumble, though, in the meantime. Aegis was taken by Gunner.
And he's almost got his Maelstrom, too. So...
All right, remember when Aegis on Lone Druid was terrible? It wasn't that long ago, actually.
It was not.
The bear would die.
Oh god, the bear died too. Oh, so many things. And also, your true form would go away when you'd respawn, so it just felt mega bad.
Wait, the true form stays?
I believe true form stays.
You're kidding. Are you sure? That doesn't sound right. That sounds very not right.
I'm pretty sure it's right, though.
Okay.
Isn't that the case for like a lot of transform heroes?
No.
No?
Terrorblade.
Terrorblade doesn't.
Lycan. None of them will stay.
No? Okay, maybe I'm just wrong.
Sven turns into a god. That's kind of a transformation.
True. Oh, look at Moo's items. It's time, baby.
What, it's a Midas?
He's got Blink Dagger, but then he's like, all right, it's time. I did enough for my team.
I've gone for healthful items now. Then again, you're clearing up creeps. We're gonna see the Fire Blast get a multicast. Nicely done. Good skill. As Moon Meander dies to Husky's right click.
Oh, the cooldown. Oh. Z-Freak was like, stun him, baby. You got this.
Now the poor animation there for Ogre. Always a real struggle.
Dude, this split push is very annoying. Is that a... Yeah, it is a shard, actually, on Lycan. Spawning them creeps. They know what they're doing to win this game. It is split pushing, sieging towers.
What's different about these creeps? I forget. Is it something about the cripple?
The Lycan wolf?
Yeah, there's something different about, I think. I'm trying to remember the patch.
They do have cripple. Looks like they get feral impulse as well, no matter where they are.
Oh, there's nothing. Oh, so it's global.
I think they used to not get feral impulse.
Okay.
But I might be wrong.
See an Infest Bomb. Moon Meander has that Blink Dagger. Not sure if this has been revealed yet. Gunner in that ult. Please kill him so we can double check on this interaction with Aegis, although I am fairly certain. Looks like Moo is going to be...
Wow. Extremely dead.
Very dead.
Holy crap.
But it's okay, because he doesn't have Midas yet, so it's not on cooldown.
I guess you're right.
It would feel worse if he had it and couldn't use it, you know?
That's true. Ogre plus kotl is kind of a cool combo, though. I mean, lower his stun cooldown, land 2 Ronza. If you get lucky on multicast, you're doing a ton of magic burst. Anyways, once he gets Midas, he's going to recover pretty quickly. We'll definitely see that happen if he finishes the item. But TSM's not going to slow down. They definitely want to cross the river, get some pressure in. Timado actually going for a BKB this game to be really safe. And
wow.
Kind of has to, because he is very effective with Rage, but his opponents have pretty good slows once Rage ends. And yeah, you can cover yourself with Infest sometimes, but not every time.
That's not very often you see that, though. So Rage first into BKB. What's the cooldown on Rage? 18, so it's about an 8-second downtime at the first use.
Yeah, it can have some issues. I'm more impressed that kotl is the highest net worth in this game. As a Drow, that is not easy to do. He's died 0 times. I don't know, I just feel like a Drow Ranger for South American players, they're so good at turning this hero into a real carry. It's just different. Built different.
Ryle blinks in, gets the Dragon Tail with that shard. Husky burning down, gets off the Poison Nova.
You get a Gale before he does? He does.
He does. Saberlight looks to be fine for now, looking to get back into the fray. As Z-Freak able to force step to safety, but Timado ends up right-clicking him into death. And now they're going to focus onto Gunnar. This is going to be a big kill. Tries to get that ult off. Not going to happen. Still has his ult available. The hypothermia onto Timado. Trying to get away, trying to lifesteal. You can see that hypothermia really does affect him to a high degree. Bane takes a tumble, so it's a 2-for-2 with a buyback now coming in. Bane's going to TP back in as Timado just trying to man up, right-clicking. Does not have Infest. Savage Roar is there. Double kill for Moo. Giving him more ammunition to buy that hand of Midas. Like, team, I'm helping out. I get to do whatever I want. Gunnar. Extremely low, ticking down to this poison from Bryle.
Bear attacks? Oh.
And yeah, the Triceratops and company are more than enough as Bryle. Looks like Moo will get out, but lots of heroes dying. I don't even know who that favored in the end.
It was a long fight. Gunnar spent a lot of time attacking heroes, but unfortunately, until he gets his maybe Mjolnir finished, it's just not feeling like he's doing quite enough. Bryle's AoE damage, the fireball damage, is huge against Lone Druid, though, because it's damaging both sources, right? The bear takes damage, and Gunnar himself does. And it just means that it's kind of hard to fight these like long engagements because the bear gets killed, has to be resummoned, and it puts them in a bit of a bad spot. But once he respawns, they should be fine. They'll be able to get his bear cooldown pretty down quick with Chakra Magic. Cool thing about this build. And Drow Ranger did die a little earlier. I didn't catch how she died. You said hypothermia was big, right?
For the lifesteal, yeah, he could barely lifesteal.
Does it do lifesteals?
I assumed it would. Why?
This is just regen reduction. It's not heal.
You're positive about this?
It literally says regen. It could be.
I mean, it's a tooltip. Do you really want to?
They'll fix it. They'll fix it next year, next spring cleaning. But
I always assumed that's how it worked. But I could be right.
If it was anti-healing, it'd be broken. There's no
broken.
It'd be fucking broken.
Okay.
There's no way. If it was all healing, 70% all healing for a shard, no way. Regen, that's like interesting, good against some heroes, not all.
Timado is inside Moon Meander, waiting for this defense on move, jumps in, gets off the multicast onto the Dragon Knight, but it's not enough to get the kill as of yet. kotl
so dead.
Very, very dead, and that is a huge kill for TSM. A nice Fiend's Grip onto Moo in the meantime. It's going to be a trade of sorts, 2 for 1, as TSM continuing here. Savage Roar cancels that Fiend's Grip, trying to focus all of their efforts onto Timado. Gets off the Rage, though, does not have Infest. And Gunnar, with that armlet, Timado's going to stay alive for now. Has to be careful with that Poison Sting, though, of course, as the Rage has worn off. And Moon Meander jumps in with the Avatos. Gunnar barely lives through that engagement. Saberlight now on the run. Blinding Light. And they're going to have vision for this. And the Illuminate is more than enough.
Oh, Gunnar almost died to that Thunder Beast.
It was fine.
No, he tried to man fight it and he almost died. It was really, really close.
He's very focused here.
Man, TSM just positioned so well for that fight. It took them forever to kill Dragon Knight. They didn't have the anti-regen on him. They eventually do get a Moo. He was a second away from not pressing Midas before he died, but he does cast it before
he died. God for that.
It was gonna really bug me.
All right, can we make sure to have the camera on Moo on the next hand of Midas usage, please?
I think it was just a single. It was a really depressing one.
Set your timers 40 seconds. Moo has on the clock. Need to get this multicast, and of course it would be better if it's on a bunch of creeps that Lycan owns, but you know, can't be too picky sometimes.
Exactly.
Look at that beautiful boy.
His net worth very far from the 3 position, but I gotta say the Lone Druid has definitely been very dealt with. Like Lifestealer seems like a huge pain in the butt. The movement speed's slow, the percentage-based damage, like he just survives against Lone Druid constantly.
Yep.
And it makes Gunner's job a lot harder because yeah, he's survivable, but his opponents are too, and they are more survivable.
Wait
for once.
Parge. Wait, what? Come on, you're gonna multicast the whole wave.
This is important.
All right, you got 2.
What he's doing is he's trying to like get a non-multicast before he Midases. You can basically
pseudo RNG and whatnot. Oh, avalanche onto Drow. That's the Infest Bomb, and Timado focusing all his efforts on him. Force Step is there. Husky gets off the Gale, and Timado has one thing in mind, and that is the death of Kostabile, and he will find the kill. So another quick death for Kostabile. He was top net worth, but not any longer.
Yeah, he's too vulnerable now. Their gap close is mega online, so they get on top of him, and he doesn't have a Force Staff yet. Maybe this time he does. He's queuing up Hurricane Pike.
Oh, was that Force on Veno then?
Yeah, it was Veno Force, exactly.
I figured he had Hurricane Pike already.
His Gale was a little bit early, unfortunately, so it didn't actually slow down Lifestealer, but they probably would have BKB'd for it and killed him no matter what, so.
Well, he's relatively close to finishing the Hurricane Pike, so maybe that will be enough for him to get away from the said Lifestealer. But then again, what is he going for on Timado? So he has the BKB like he talked about, going for AC. Would expect maybe a Basher after that, Abyssal, something to that degree.
Yeah, probably
maybe a Nullifier.
Maybe a Scotty as well. That way if he gets on Drow, she's mega dead. Like, you just won't be able to get away.
All right.
But that's definitely either Basher or Scotty or maybe Nullifier, yeah. Because his survivability is going to be high, his tankiness, his damage, so he just needs utility at that point.
Roshannon's going to be uncontested, so Shard and Aegis will go the way of TSM. I think the Shard's actually going to Lifestealer. Let's see. Yes. All right. Open wounds. Very nice.
50% lifesteal, 50% slow. It's pretty good.
And you said it was 2%
extra damage for max health, yes.
2% max HP for each attack while that unit is open wounds. So everybody attacking the target applies the same debuff. It's crazy. It is so good against these tanky targets.
Could be really good against the Spirit Bear. It's got 4k HP.
Yeah, and it's hard to dispel stuff on the Spirit Bear without getting a BKB. Could go for Lotuses.
Oh, they're coming.
Oh, yeah, trying to get out of dodge. Oh, we'll get stunned out though, and that's okay. An easy one for TSM.
Midas is on cooldown. Not a big deal.
All right, that's true. How long do we have here? 37. He's gonna have 9 seconds of it being off cooldown, which is gonna be. He might need to buy back just to use Hannah Midas.
It's not a bad idea. He could get some of that gold back.
Yeah.
He was going to buy E-Blade, now he's thinking about Shard in the meantime. I think that's, both the items are pretty good. You could multicast E-Blade on many melee or physical damage heroes on the enemy squad. That'd be pretty powerful. How's Lycan coming along? He bought Boots of Baron first instead of Ags, which is a nice adjustment. And Ags coming up next, about 1,500 gold. But here comes the Siege.
Radiant structures are
There's inventory for Gunner. Just people buying this many Wraith Bands on Lone Druid is just hilarious. Timado has to rage and hit the buildings with the ancient Granite Golem standing by with that extra HP for everybody.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Of course, that just means Poison Nova is going to do more damage, so they're really just helping out 4 Zoomers here.
I guess so. Yeah, it's got level 2. Level 2 Poison Nova. No Shard yet for Veno, wants survivability. How many multis was that? How did you not see?
I was not paying attention.
Your one
My bad. My bad, guys.
Made it seem like a really big deal.
Yeah, he's basically just been a blink stun this game. Really not much else.
Yeah.
And a Bloodlust, obviously.
He laned fine. I mean, again, his net worth is going to catch up slowly. He's past Tiny now.
And he has the Shard, so he has the Fire Shield as well.
Yes. That's actually going to be quite useful.
Yeah, high ground is going to be a bit difficult for TSM, but they do have some good options. DK, obviously, we saw last game. We're seeing every game, really, the DK. And then the Rage, attacking buildings, pretty easy.
They're going to get a little aggressive here, it looks like. Slightly moving out.
Oh, Bryle. Oh, he's looking for Gunner. He's going to find him. The Dragon Tail into the Fireball, surrounded by creeps. Gunner gets off the Savage Roar. Does not have ultimate for 30 seconds as Moo blinks in with that Fire Blast. Timado, again, sights are set. This time it's Gunner with the open wounds, but no, going to reevaluate the situation. Will infest into a creep, but it's not that big of a one, so he's not going to heal too much. He'll be forced to fall back now, despite having the Aegis. Rage is going to be back very shortly. Dragon Tail now onto the kotl. That is a Dunzo kotl for sure. So 2 dead and still Aegis intact for TSM. Moon Meander, the avalanche with the toss. Moo in enemy lines now. He's going to get the Fire Blast off, but he might die shortly after. Yeah, good Midas efficiency. Well done, Moo. Oh, that's going to be the Aegis.
Great Nightmare.
All right,
so
Nightmare
good
saves them, but likely will still fall.
Little back blast. I'm surprised Zoomers was able to stay alive that long. I thought Gunner was 1 billion% dead. Ends up staying alive. Obviously, he's got insane armor. But without his ultimate, I was really worried for him. Thought he was dead. So they end up still winning a fight, though. But Ogre gets Midas off. And they pressure out bot lane. There's tons of armor now on the Lone Druid, Spirit Bear, and Lone Druid himself. That's really what they needed a bit. Just hit that 25-minute timing. Now killing Gunner is very, very difficult. Like 40 armor.
Yeah, and even though Open Wounds is really good at killing said bear, they do have multiple Force Staffs now, and it's still pretty difficult. As we're going to see the replay here of Moo after getting tossed back in.
How many was it? I saw a lot of gold. Can't even see. 3?
Let's see. Let's go back.
3 times multicast.
That's what the replay's for here.
Just count how many creeps are on the board.
And
then
the Fire Blast into Hand of Midas.
There's a lot of shit going on. I saw it 3 times.
Too many particles for me.
Should have checked his net worth before and after and done math. That would have been the best.
Yeah, that's everybody's fun activity during Dota.
Love my spreadsheets.
The Dragon form is popped, and who is this dying? That is Gunner's Bear.
Not.
Oh no! Low ground, but the Fiend's Grip onto Lone Druid himself, so Gunner and the Bear will die.
Oh no!
Goes to Belay on the run. He has the Fire Shield applied, but it's not going to stop that Dragon Tail from coming. And that is a dead Costa Belay again at TSM.
Oh my god! Okay, no, it wasn't multicast. I thought it was multicast force staff. I thought it was multicast force staff that forced Gunner in it, because I don't know if Gunner missed microed. It looked like he got force staffed in, but it was a great grip from Dubu. Perfect reaction. But that would have been an insane way to like lose this.
I feel like multicast on force staff should apply a force staff multiple times.
It does on your allies. That's why.
It does? On allies? You're kidding.
Yes, I believe you can.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
I'm pretty sure.
I've never seen that before.
It was not that though. It was either just Gunner running forward, or maybe his ally misclicking, or like maybe I think they tried to force that. Maybe he got force staffed in, something like that.
Yeah. So TSM able to clean up the racks in the bot lane. The mid lane's already gone, so they can go for megas or for the throne itself. They're gonna get Moo again. And Moo, Midas on cooldown still, but it's going to buy back just to be able to use that one last time before this game will surely end in favor of TSM. Which means we're going to end up going to a game 3. Nice Poison Nova, but into the creep, Lifestealer goes. Still very slow. My god. Should be relatively healthy now, though.
Pretty easy from Norwegia. Yeah, absolutely catastrophic there for Zoomers. That Lone Druid gets gripped like that. Almost saved the bear, ends up being the opposite way. They lose both cores, so let's very carefully watch this. There's Gunner. Yeah, Gunner's just missed micro in here, just ran in. Yeah, just huge mistake by him. Usually micros quite well, but that one was a big mistake.
Don't think that would have made a difference in the grand scheme of things here as Dubu puts a ward up. Oh, misses high ground. Ground's current. Oh, he gets it this time. Was that going to be part of the butterfly component?
Yes, he was not finished yet, still needed 1,000 gold, so it won't hurt him much, but, and they're going to go take a smoke fight. Here they go.
Yeah, Brawl in DK form again, focusing on Gunner's Bear. As you can see, Moo with that Midas has now picked up a Ghost Scepter, but Costa Belay again caught out and again brought down. And just like that, the fight is in the advantage of TSM, as they are in the driver's seat, which for most people is the left side of the car, but if you're in the UK, perhaps the right. There's the Fiend's Grip, and that should do it. GG is called, so this is going to game number 3 for Zoomers. Obviously, very big surprise in game 1. TSM